Hello, my dear student, year 2B. This is Miss Ilham with you presenting today Unit 4 Tales from Around the World. And today we are going to write a story. Okay, so let's start our lesson with our objectives. Our objectives for today are to write a short story and to use time words and adjectives when telling a story. Let's start. Unit 4, Tales from Around the World. In this unit, we read with each other three stories. Do you remember them? Yeah, the first was The Fool and the Donkey. The second was A Box of Sweets. And the third one was How the Zebra Got His Stripes. When we talked about these stories, we mentioned three important things when we divide the story. We talk about the beginning, the middle, and the end. Let's take one by one. The donkey and the fool. What was the beginning of that story, if you can remember? Yeah, the story starts when a fool wanted to buy a donkey. So he went to the donkey stall and choose one of them. What about the middle of the story? What happened in the middle? What was the problem of the story? Yeah, two boys stole the donkey. They played trick on the fool. And what was the end? Yeah, the end, the fool went again to buy another donkey because the two boys succeeded in stealing the donkey. Let's move to the second story, A Box of Sweets. Do you remember the beginning? Yeah, the beginning was when the king said that someone pulled the emperor's hair. He played a trick on his advisors. Then the middle was when the advisors started to give him wrong pieces of advice to the king. And what was the end? The end was when the fourth advisor said that the one who pulled the king hair should be given a box of sweets because the only one who can do this is the emperor's grandson. Our third story was how the zebra got his stripe. Do you remember the beginning of the story? Yeah, the baboon sat on a water hole, frightening all the animals. He didn't want any one of the animals to drink from the water in the water hole. The middle happened when the zebra refused this and started to fight with the baboon. And the end was when the baboon lived on the hill, on a hill or on a cliff, because the zebra kicked him away, and the zebra had its stripes now because he fell in fire and the burns make the stripes on his body. So as you see here, every story has a beginning, a middle, and end. Good. In this session, in this part, we are going to focus on the story of the gingerbread man. This is a very nice story. Okay, what we are going to do, we'll go for a step by step. Let's see what we'll do. What is our first step? Our first step, we are going to watch the story. Please focus on the action, the beginning, the middle, and the end, because you are going to order the story. Let's watch.
Once upon a time, there was a little old woman. One day, she baked a gingerbread man. Unfortunately, as soon as he was ready, he jumped up out of the oven and ran out of the door, shouting,
"Run, run, as fast as you can. You can't catch me, I'm the gingerbread man. Run, run, as fast as you can. You can't catch me, I'm the gingerbread man.
First he passed a pig with a smile on his face. He wanted to eat gingerbread and so join the taste. The gingerbread man laughed and so the pig cried, "Keep running fast or you'll end up in my insides."
Run, run, as fast as you can. You can't catch me, I'm the gingerbread man. Run, run, as fast as you can. You can't catch me, I'm the gingerbread man.
Next he passed a cow with a smile on her face. She wanted to eat gingerbread and so join the taste. The gingerbread man laughed and so the cow cried, "Keep running fast or you'll end up in my insides."
Run, run, as fast as you can. You can't catch me, I'm the gingerbread man. Run, run, as fast as you can. You can't catch me, I'm the gingerbread man.
Then he passed a horse with a smile on his face. He wanted to eat gingerbread and so join the chase. The gingerbread man laughed and so the horse cried, "Keep running fast or you'll end up in my insides."
Run, run, as fast as you can. You can't catch me, I'm the gingerbread man. Run, run, as fast as you can. You can't catch me, I'm the gingerbread.
Gingerbread, gingerbread.
Gingerbread man.
Suddenly the gingerbread man came to a river.
"Oh no, how will I get across?"
He cried. A fox appeared.
"I will carry you across the river. Jump on my tail,"
He said. So the gingerbread man jumped onto the fox's tail and they began to swim across the river. Soon after, the water began to rise up and the gingerbread man cried.
"Oh no, I'm going to get wet."
"Jump on my back,"
replied the fox. So the gingerbread man jumped onto the fox's back, but soon after the water began to rise up and the gingerbread man cried.
"Oh no, I'm going to get wet."
"Jump on my nose,"
replied the fox. So the gingerbread man jumped onto the fox's nose, but no sooner had he done so than the fox flicked him high into the air and swallowed him up in one big gulp. And that was the end of the gingerbread man. Please subscribe for more.
So here, I hope you have watched the story. It's a very nice story. And here we have the picture that represent the story, but unfortunately, these pictures are all not in order. And according to the story, you need to order them. What was the first event here in the story? Yeah, a little old lady pegged a gingerbread man. Then what happened when he's completely pegged? Yeah, he ran from the little lady. What happened next? Which picture will be number 3? Yeah, he ran away, and the horse, the cow, the lady, the little old lady, and the little old man ran after him. Then gingerbread man had a problem. What was the problem? Can you tell me? Yeah, he had a river and he cannot cross the river because if he get wet, he is made of flour. Okay, then who give help? The fox gave him a help. He asked him to come into his high pack. But the fox was very cunning. What did he do? Yes, he ate the gingerbread man. So this is the order of the story. Let's move to the second activity. So these are the 6 events in the story, the sequence of the story. What we are going to do here, we have 6 sentences. We want to match the sentences to the pictures. So the pictures are in sequence, in order, but the sentence are not. Let's read the sentence, then you need to decide which sentence goes with which picture. The gingerbread man ran away from the little old lady, the little old lady, the little old man, a horse, and a cow. Then the gingerbread man ran away from the little old lady. The little old lady pegged a ginger man. The fox ate the ginger man. The gingerbread man came to a river he couldn't cross. A fox told the gingerbread man to cross the river on his back. If we talk about the first picture, which sentence goes with the first picture? Can you guess? Yeah, the little old lady pegged a gingerbread man. What happened when the gingerbread man became fully baked? Yeah, the gingerbread man ran away from the little old lady. Then what happened next? Yeah, the gingerbread man ran away from the little old lady, the little old man, a horse, and a cow. Then what happened next? Yeah, the gingerbread man came to a river he couldn't cross. Then a fox told the gingerbread man to cross the river on his back. And finally, what happened? Yeah, the fox ate the gingerbread man. That is our story. But now we want to write the story. How can we write it? Let's have a look on the coming slide. Let's write the story. The gingerbread man. As we said before, when we start a story, we need to have an opening to our story. So we can choose one of the three. Once upon a time, there once was at the beginning of time. So we can use any of these three beginnings. Then I have the story, but there are some words in red. What are they? Words like first, next, after that, then, finally, and finally. Yeah. What are these words? These are time words. They show us the sequence of the events and the story. They are important. So our story doesn't need only to be sentences added to each other. We need to add, yeah, you need to add words like first, then second, after that, and finally. So here, our story will be like this. Once upon a time, a little old lady who pegged the gingerbread man. First, the gingerbread man ran away from the little old lady. Next, the gingerbread man ran away from the little old lady, the little old man, a strong horse, and a big cow. After that, the gingerbread man came to a wide river, and he couldn't cross that wide river. Then a red fox told the gingerbread man to cross the wide river on his high back. Finally, the red fox ate the gingerbread man. So that is our story. So here we focus on using the beginning. Once upon a time, there once was, and the time words like first, then, next, after that, and finally. What else can we use to make our story more interesting? So let's have a look on the circled words, and the word is in purple. So we have little, old, young, strong, big, wide, long, red, high, foolish. What are all these words? Do you remember? They are all describing words. They are all adjectives. So to make our story more interesting again, we need to use adjectives. So I can say, once upon a time, a lady pegged a gingerbread man. So to make the sentence more interesting and more descriptive, we use little and old. Also with the horse, I describe it as a strong horse. The cow, a big cow. River, wide, long river. And the fox, red fox. And his back, high back. And by the end, I describe the gingerbread man as foolish. So using of adjective is very important to form our story. So here we need to focus on three things when we start to write our stories. Fix the beginning, the middle, and the end. So how the story will start, what is the problem in the middle, and how is the problem solved by the end. Then, when you write a story, you need to remember to use words, time words like first, then, next, and finally. And to make your story more interesting, more powerful, remember to use adjectives, different adjectives. Very good. Now we'll shift to your story, the one you are going to write in your own. Time to write your story, and I have chosen a nice story and popular one to write about. Our story is about the lion and the mouse. It's a famous story. Okay, here is our story, and it is in order. So, as you see here in the first picture, the lion was sleeping while the mouse was playing and singing over his head. In the second picture, the lion became very angry and he was about to kill the mouse, but the mouse picked him to keep him alive, but promising promising the lion that one day he may give him some help. In number three, the lion has a problem. His leg is in a net or in a rope. The mouse come and set the lion free by biting the net or the rope, and finally the lion and the mouse became friends forever. To understand more and to have the ability to write the story, I got here a video. Please follow the video to take some vocab, some ideas to help you while writing your story.
Tofu, I think you should help the poor dog.
Why, Tia?
Wait, I'll explain this to you through a story. The Lion and the Mouse. One day, a lion was sleeping in his den. A mouse was also playing nearby. Little Mouse began running up and down upon him. This soon wakened the lion. Angry at the little mouse, the lion caught the mouse and said,
"You little mouse, how dare you wake me? I will kill you."
The mouse was frightened and prayed to the lion.
Pardon, O king. Please do not kill me. I am a little creature. Please let me go, and I will do you a good return one day for sparing my life.
The lion was rather amused to hear this, thinking, "What good can he do to me? But let him go." A few days after, the lion was walking in a jungle. He found himself caught in a hunter's net. He rode and rolled to get out of the net, but he failed. The lion was pleading for help.
Help me, help me.
The mouse, whose life was saved by the lion, heard the roar and ran to the lion and said,
Don't worry, my friend. I will save you.
The mouse gathered all his friends and told them,
We all have to help my friend and set him free.
The mouse and his friends cut through the net and set the lion free. The lion escaped and thanked the mouse. And from that day, They became the best of friends. Like the little mouse and lion had become friends and in the end helped each other, you should help this dog too. Because a friend in need is a friend indeed.
Okay, that was our story. So you are going to write the story of the lion and the mouse, but when you write the story, you need to consider four things. You need to think of the beginning, the middle, and the end of your story, the setting, the place, and the time where your story will happen. And don't forget to use the time words when words like first, then after that, next, and finally. And to make your sentence again more powerful, more interesting, you need to use adjectives. So here, let's go back. So you are going to write a story about the lion and the mouse. And as we said, you need to consider the beginning, the middle, and the end. Consider using the time words and consider using adjectives. I'll be waiting for your stories to be sent on the WhatsApp. And till we meet in our coming Zoom, see you and bye.